In today's video, we'll have 10 questions on medieval history. The questions will be on various subjects, unlike my other quiz videos, which have focused on one specific area of medieval history. For added difficulty, there won't be any options available to choose from on this video, but I will provide a hint on each question. When I give the answer, I'll also provide a brief explanation for context. Question 1. Where was the first coronation of Henry III of England held when he became king in 1216? Clue. It did not take place in London. The answer is Gloucester Cathedral. 9-year-old Henry was crowned in 1216 by a papal legate at Gloucester Cathedral. England was still reeling at the time from the disastrous reign of Henry's father, King John, and Prince Louis of France was still pressing to take the English crown. As a result, the young king's coronation was a low-key affair. He would be crowned again in 1220 by the Archbishop of Canterbury, Stephen Langton, in a much grander ceremony at Westminster. The following words were allegedly said by which Scottish hero? We come here with no peaceful intent, but ready for battle, determined to avenge our wrongs and set our country free. Let your masters come and attack us. We are ready to meet them, beard to beard. Clue. Think of the word freedom. The answer is William Wallace. Wallace supposedly spoke these words before the Battle of Stirling Bridge in 1297, where he defeated an English army. Question 3. Which pope crowned Charlemagne Holy Roman Emperor in 800? Clue. The people of Rome tried to cut this pope's tongue out. The answer is Leo III. Being pope in the early Middle Ages was a dangerous game, and after Leo had come under attack, Charlemagne went to his aid. In return, Leo crowned Charlemagne emperor on Christmas Day 800. Question 4. The following was a description of which battle fought in 955. There has never been so bloody a victory gained over so savage a people. Clue. The savage people were the Magyars. The answer is the Battle of Lechfeld. This battle was a triumph for the German king Otto I, who would 8 years later become Holy Roman Emperor and is known to history as Otto the Great. Otto triumphed over the Magyars, and the victory was so absolute that it effectively ended the Magyars' invasions, which had been a plague since the previous century. Question 5. In 1254, King Louis IX of France sent what gift to his English counterpart, Henry III? Clue. You wouldn't be able to put this in your trunk. The answer is an elephant, and I apologise for the appalling pun in the clue. 2 years prior, Henry III had also been sent a polar bear by the King of Norway. Now Louis added an elephant to the English king's menagerie at the Tower of London. Arriving in England in early 1255, the poor elephant didn't last long in medieval England and died a couple of years later. It was buried only for Henry, for reasons known only to him, to dig the elephant up again. Question 6. The Byzantine Emperor Constantine V was given what very unflattering nickname? Clue. The name is really rather foul. The answer is he was known as Constantine the Dung-Named, and the origins of the name are suitably unflattering as well. The story, from hostile sources, went that Constantine, during his baptism as a baby, had the call of nature and befouled the holy water. Question 7. Who was Nicholas Breakspear? Clue. He was one of a kind. The answer is he was and is the only Englishman to have been Pope. Born in Hertfordshire, Nicholas would take the papal name Adrian IV. A story goes that Adrian died after swallowing a fly. However, this is likely to be a misunderstanding of the symptoms of Adrian's final illness. Question 8. The Southampton plot was a conspiracy against which King of England? Clue. This king was about to win a very famous victory in battle. The answer is Henry V. The aim of the plot was to depose Henry with another potential claimant, Edmund Mortimer. Edmund, however, wasn't having any part of the conspiracy and revealed the plot to the king once he heard about it. The ringleaders were executed. This included the Earl of Cambridge, who was the father of the famous Richard Duke of York, who'd be so prominent in the Wars of the Roses, and was himself the father of two future kings of England, Edward IV and Richard III. The Southampton plot was revealed to Henry V shortly before he embarked on the campaign that would lead to his victory at Agincourt. Question 9. Who was Maccardier? Clue. He was known to Richard the Lionheart. The answer is Maccardier was a famous mercenary who was in the employment of Richard the Lionheart. Maccardier was employed by Richard when the latter was only a prince and served him until Richard's death in 1199 when he was killed during a minor siege. It's said that Richard wanted to spare the young man who had brought about the injuries that would eventually kill him, but Maccardier was less forgiving. After Richard died, Maccardier ordered Richard's killer to be flayed alive and then hanged. Question 10. Who led the Viking sack of Paris in 845? Clue. This famous and legendary man was allegedly killed in a pit of snakes. The answer is Ragnar Lothbrok. Whilst not absolutely certain, this particular Viking raid on West Francia was likely led by Ragnar Lothbrok, who remains a mysterious figure to historians to this day.